The fragile ceasefire between Afghanistan and Pakistan is under threat following fresh clashes along the border between the two countries. Afghanistan's ruling Taliban says that their forces attacked military targets in Pakistan's northern province. They say that they killed and captured dozens of soldiers in retaliation for earlier Pakistani airstrikes. Pakistan released video of its forces striking Afghanistan, saying that it was responding to unprovoked fire and denying any of its soldiers had been killed or captured. And now let's speak with DW reporter Binesh Javed, who has been following this story for us. So what more do we know about the Afghan strikes in Pakistan?
Sarah, Afghan Taliban say that they have launched attacks in northwestern Pakistan border region. They say that these are retaliatory attacks in response to Pakistani airstrikes last Sunday, in which Afghan Taliban claimed that civilians were killed. Afghan Taliban are claiming that they have captured Pakistani outposts and also killed and captured several Pakistani soldiers. Now, Pakistani side is completely denying this and saying that none of the outposts have been captured, nor Pakistani soldiers have been killed or captured.
And what are Pakistani security officials saying?
So Pakistan, if we can see on the screen, Pakistani military has issued a video in which Pakistani military is claiming that there was an unprovoked fire from Afghanistan and that Pakistan responded. According to the Pakistan's information ministry, Pakistan responded and took immediate and effective action against the Afghan fire. Pakistan claims to have inflicted huge losses at the Afghan side.
Okay. You mentioned the Afghan Taliban, that they're saying that this were retaliatory strikes because of earlier Pakistani strikes in Afghanistan. Is that correct?
So last Sunday, Pakistan carried out strikes in two provinces in Afghanistan. Pakistan claimed that it carried out strikes against the militant hideouts and terrorist camps, and that Pakistan claims that it killed 70 militants. Afghan Taliban denied this allegation and said that civilians were killed. This has been, Sarah, going on for a long time. Last October, there was a huge conflict between the two countries. Pakistan carried out strikes inside Afghanistan, in the capital, Kabul, and other provinces. Afghan Taliban retaliated with their own cross-border attacks. This has been going on. Then there were talks mediated by Qatar and Turkey. There was a ceasefire agreement, but the relations are still very, very tense. There have also been efforts by Saudi Arabia to intervene and to resolve this very complex and difficult relationship now that Pakistan has with the Afghan Taliban.
You know, if we put this in the bigger picture here, and just maybe you can fill us in on how exactly we got here, because Pakistan has long been accused of supporting the Afghan Taliban, especially during the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan. Why have relations now turned so sour?
Pakistan says that since Afghan Taliban took control of Afghanistan in 2021, militant attacks in Pakistan have spiked. Last year, Sarah, 2025 was one of the deadliest for Pakistan. More than 600 Pakistani security forces were killed. More than 500 civilians were killed in hundreds of militant attacks. Pakistan says that these militant attacks are being planned in Afghanistan, mostly by Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, its affiliates, and some attacks by Islamic State Khorasan. Pakistan blamed the Afghan Taliban government of harboring and supporting the Tehreek-e-Taliban militant group and its associates. That's an accusation that the Afghan Taliban deny. But that has become a really big source of friction between the two countries, because these attacks continue to happen in Pakistan. Pakistan has occasionally then carried out strikes as a retaliation, and then Afghan Taliban deny that they had anything to do with these attacks. So this has there's a stalemate, we can say, right now between the two countries.
Are there any attempts to negotiate, perhaps, bring about some sort of understanding diplomatically?
So the past efforts have so far failed. Some voices in Pakistan and also some in Afghanistan say that this is not long-term sustainable for both countries, because at the end of the day, people in Afghanistan and Pakistan are suffering. Borders are shut, so both sides, since October, borders are shut. So both sides are incurring huge economic losses. Pakistan is losing its security forces in militant attacks. Many times civilians are killed. And therefore, some solution has to be initiated, or some negotiations have to be initiated for this conflict to eventually end.
Venus Javed, thank you so much for filling us in. We appreciate it.